Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. And the translation of that message reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? So this is what my traditional healer, who made me to become a ritualist, who is from Mozambique, but I met him here in Johannesburg. He told me that forever, because I had chosen the contract and I refused the contract which he wanted to give to me. So the contract that he wanted to give to me, it was like this. I was supposed to sacrifice my mother first, since she is the one who gave birth to me. Then after that, I was supposed to sacrifice my father, because my father, he said, was more like my God, because it was through his sperm that I was born. And after that, then I was going to sacrifice my little sibling, the one that I had left back home in Zim. So when he gave me this contract, then I refused and I said, no, I cannot do that. We then went to the mirror and he spoke with the mirror, and the mirror then told him that since I had refused to sacrifice these three people that the mirror wanted to be sacrificed, so I was forever going to become like a battery that was going to die down, like a battery that will forever be on 1%. So I have been living like this for the past 8 years, and I have been living with only 1 day to live. So this is the way that I have managed to survive. So after I had done all of these rituals, then that traditional healer then gave me a small horn. I don't know what kind of an animal is that kind of a horn, but it looks like it was taken from a goat, but it is really small. So what I do is that whenever I am sleeping with a woman, and I was told that I should not sleep with a prostitute, I have to sleep with a woman that is innocent, that would have fallen in love with me. So I date a lot of these women, and in the past it was really tough because there was no like your social media, but now it is quite easy. On my other WhatsApp, I have a lot of these hookup groups. So I go into those hookup groups, then I just choose one amongst those many women that will be looking for life partners. And it is quite easy to target also these young South African women with the way that they love money, the way that they love iPhones. You can see that a young woman should be staying like in the location where you will see that it is just poverty there, but her dream is not to get out of the location. Her dream will be to own just an iPhone. I have slept with a lot of these women, and after that I give them their iPhones, and I am not lazy to buy a brand new iPhone for a woman that I want to sacrifice. I have taken a lot of these women to an iStore, and after that, buying the iPhone for them, then we head over to my place. When we go to my place, I am supposed to degrade that woman that I'll be like the last girl that I was with last weekend. I then took her, and she was really young. She was only 19 years old, and she told me of all the dreams that she had. Then I showed her the money. She agreed to go with me to my place, and this was like our first date. We then went to my place. When we went to my place, I then had to degrade her. I told her to remove her clothes, and after she had removed her clothes, I was sitting on the bed. Then I told her to dance for me, and after that I laid her on the bed. Then I started to push my fingers into her cookie, and I pushed 1, 2, 3 until I forced the whole fist inside her cookie. It was really painful, I could see, but I was supposed to do this so that I can start with the ritual. And I did this for about 30 minutes whilst I was pushing my whole fist into her cookie. And by the time that I was finished with her, she was shaking with pleasure. And after that, I then walked to my wardrobe and I took that small horn. And when I went to take that small horn, what she thought that I was doing, she thought that maybe I was going to take some condoms, and when I turned around, indeed, in my other hand, I was holding a condom, and I told her that I wanted to romance her before I would wear the condom. So I then went on top of her. Then I started to kiss her and to do all of those stuff on her. So with the other hand, my left hand, that is where I was holding that little horn, and I then started to push that little horn into her private parts until it had completely disappeared. So when I push this little horn into a woman's private part, it will go straight to her womb and it will start to destroy her womb. And when I was making love to her, I kept on checking if the ritual was still going on, because the traditional healer told me that when I am making love to a woman that I would be using for the rituals, I have to regularly check if there is blood on my manhood. So I kept on checking, and she asked me why was I going in and out of her cookie like that. I then made her to lie on her stomach, and I was doing her from the back, and I just pushed in twice. Then I saw blood coming out. So when she felt that there was something that was coming out, she then rolled over and she placed a hand on her cookie. That was when she realized that there was blood on her cookie. So she apologized immediately. She apologized and she said, "Oh, I am really sorry," because she thought that in a few days' time she was going to be on her period. So she said, "I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to do this to you. This is quite embarrassing." But she did not know that the reason as to why there was blood all over her cookie, it was because of that little horn that was now destroying her womb. So I slept with that girl, and I told her that it was much more sexier the way that she had blood all over her. And when I was making love to her, the blood was all over my manhood. She then said that if it is fine by you, then let us just continue, since you are wearing a protector. So we kept on making love until the morning. So when the morning came, this woman, she had lost a lot of blood. Like, it was really messy. The bedding was full of blood. I had blood that was all over, and she was like, "This is the first time to have such a period whereby the blood is just flowing like a river." And when the morning came, there was just blood all over the bedding, and she was very apologetic. I told her that she was not supposed to apologize. She said that you are one cute guy and you are such a caring guy. So she wanted us to make love one more time before she would leave my place, but I was not allowed to do that because the sacrifice was already done. So I then let her go. She then returned back to her friend's place, and she told me that she was not feeling okay. Throughout the day, she and her friend, they were texting me, and I started to ignore her because I was done with her. Then on that same day, that was when I picked up this other woman who is also from Zim. So she works as a maid in the area where I am staying. So I have since slept with this woman, but I did not use that one on her, because for a very long time I have only been sleeping with these women that are from South Africa. So now that I slept with her, it was really nice, and the things that she was telling me, they softened my heart a little bit, such that when I wanted to sacrifice her, when I looked at her, I felt so sorry for her. So here I am, my brother. I am facing this difficult decision to sacrifice her or to not sacrifice her. Oh, dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our brother right there. So that is the translation of that message that he sent to me. And he was like, I once picked up these other women that go to this technical college, and I picked them up. It was 4 of them, and I went with them to my place. These women, I all gave them money, so much money that they said that they had never been given so much money in their life. I then made love to all of them, and I sacrificed all of them. So this is how I live my life. I have to keep on sacrificing these women, and if I do not do this, then I die. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.